Goats Podcast.
But speaking of Jay-Z, before I forget about, because it was a topic with him.
It's about lyrics.
In mind, yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Meek Mill trying to pass a bill that they can't use rap lyrics in court anymore.
Yeah, I just
what you think about that?
I told you, I told you this weekend I've been doing a lot of homework and stuff, and I'm actually doing my website on Jay-Z, and I pulled that quote from that and put it on my website. But yeah, I think that topic, I think Jay-Z, he's just a powerhouse, bro. Like he's like 50 Cent too. Like they just powerhouses for black people, because I know you would just think like, oh, lyrics, but bro, a lot of our fame and stuff like that comes from music and this and that next thing, and we come, hip hop and all that shit comes from this, the struggle, the black struggle and stuff like that, and that hip hop is based around certain things that the people who control shit don't really like and stuff like that. So yeah. I feel like a lot of these things are, kind of like I said, like prosecuting, like, you know what I'm saying, crucifying us as black people. Because even if the black people that make it out and get famous, now the trend is, even though I get it, these rappers be saying some shit they shouldn't be saying, but it's being used against them in court and shit like that. There's a lot of people are getting a lot of time. Like look at like
they lock Boosie up using his lyrics.
Yeah, for example, like especially like around, what I'm saying, I'm not pushing nothing, with Lil Durk and shit got going on, but with the Quando Rondo beef and shit like that, drill
Smoking
music,
ops
drill music, you into hip hop, drill music comes from strictly the streets, like, and they talk about what's going on in the streets. So I feel like, but you know what I'm saying. But the people buying them records and shit like that, it'd be us and it'd be white people too. So you know what I'm saying? So
mostly the kids.
Yeah, the kids and all that shit. So, and at the same time, like, I don't feel like, whether it's true or not, I don't feel like that type of shit should be used against you, in court and shit like that. Cause what the fuck? Like, I'm sorry, there's people out there that be doing country music and, probably I'm talking about.
But country music ain't really. Like no other form of music
I be
is
fucking my sister, like all types of shit. Nigga, like, nah,
but
no country music.
No other form of music is like hip hop is such a unique form of music to where you're celebrated for supposedly being real in your lyrics and shit like that. Like
I think that's becoming a trend now. Because back then, like rappers and shit like that, of course they come, they come from the streets.
I think back then it was pretty much assumed, like if you was a fan of somebody, you assumed that they was really living what they was talking about.
But shit, and that's the point. Like shit is, especially in the hip hop culture, like shit is changing. Like, you know what I'm saying? The streets, like if I can compare, I mean the streets have always been bad, but the streets now, like you got to think that with the high rise of gun violence and shit like that, the streets is like hot. So of course, whatever.
So would you say that's
is it being glorified?
Is that a byproduct of the music?
Yeah, I would, of course. I mean, I'm agreeing to what you're saying, like for sure. But these things that people are rapping about, what was real in the '90s? You know what I'm saying? Like people wasn't out there like really murdering motherfuckers like how they are now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, rap has, it's just evolved and shit is getting worse and stuff like that. And yeah, in a sense, we kind of glorify this
lifestyle.
Yeah, this lifestyle and stuff like that. But I mean, I always have this conversation. I think glorifying it depends on the rapper, because there's rappers who talk about their struggles and shit like that, but at the same time, like
they'll spit the consequences too. Maybe
also like for example, you see like one rap artist that like I feel like is really, he's gonna go Jay-Z's his mentor, Meek Mill.
Yeah.
When Meek Mill came out, he's rapping like, he's talking
about that street shit.
From the streets. But now, after being locked up all those times and stuff like that, he's still popping
that street shit in his music though.
He not as much though. Not as much as like Meek when he first came out.
Really?
Hell yeah.
I listened to like a few snippets off of that last project he put out.
He be talking like
he was pretty rah-rah on them.
Of course, because I mean at the same time he's still in the industry. He still got to push some type of stuff.
He still has to, yeah. But he had some tracks on there that was like to the contrary or something like that. Or
Not, I wouldn't say to the contrary. I just think I mean, Jay-Z does it too. You know, Jay-Z, when he's not, it's just a different time with Jay-Z raps, but he talks in his raps, he'll say like, you know, if I'm
but
still
not like
that.
Meek though. Jay-Z completely like meshed the way he raps and the topics he raps about now with how he lives now. You know what I'm saying? He might he might throw a real slick line in there about some shit he did in the past, but it'll be so coded that you'll be like, "Ooh, I know what that nigga was talking about," but he ain't just outright say, "I fucking do this to you," blah blah blah. You know?
But that's what Meek does too. Like Meek, I feel like
Meek was pretty much just spell it out.
Nah, I think
scream
Meek
it
just
at
be
you.
on some shit like we on like he, hell no, because his last project before that, like Meek always just, I think Meek when he raps, he raps about like shit, change the consequences like that, but he also let the nigga know like he's still in tune, but bro, there's nothing wrong with being in tune with the streets.
No, but I ain't saying he ain't on like some good shit, but I feel like he more so makes moves outside of his music, and he's still in that transition period in his music to where he like, okay, this is what all these motherfuckers know me for, from the shit I've been popping and where I come from. And he in that weird space where, how does he get to where Jay-Z is? You know what I'm saying?
Meek don't really rap about, like, I don't feel like Meek really rap
about like the rollies and, you know, shooters and shit. You know, I know what Meek rap about.
He don't rap about shooters like that.
On his most popular songs, that's what he rap about. You know what I'm saying?
Like, because Meek was never he wasn't like in the streets where it came to like shooting and shit.
He ain't talking about guns and shit.
He talking about
drugs.
He talks about drugs more than like selling, like him, because Meek now.
Okay, that too.
Okay, somebody,
because that come with that.
Yeah, of course, but at the same time, like Meek talk about shit like that he came from, bro. I don't feel like
I know, but that's what I'm saying. He talk whatever he talking about. He still talk. He in the space where like a T.I. was, like when he was going to jail for them guns and shit, and he had to change his image. And I feel like T.I. still don't know what the fuck he want to talk about in his music.
I feel like the music that is like, because I feel like what Meek raps about is like what niggas been rapping about. But I feel like the people that's rapping now, that's like to where the industry is changing the most, is like I said, in drill music. Because drill music is being more acceptable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
the real, like violent drill music is getting more accepted mainstream.
Drill music in general is all violent. Even London, UK drill is violent, bro. That's what
I'm saying. But like, I'm saying, well, like, what you getting at with the drill music becoming more? Because like, here's my thought on the whole. Because it's two things happening. It's Jay-Z and Meek trying to get lyrics taken out of the courtroom.
Exactly.
And it's a mayor. Matter of fact, your boy Jim Jones sat down with him, I think.
You talk about the mayor of New York.
Yeah, and he was like, he want to fucking ban drill music and shit like that.
Yeah, and then they went Fabi Foreign, Mano.
Yeah, Mano met with him.
It wasn't Capo, but
all them niggas. It was a gang of niggas.
Yeah.
Niggas, it looked like they damn near strong on his ass.
Yeah, they all.
He looked nervous as shit in that video.
I feel like, I mean, personally, when I think, especially when it comes to the New York drill scene, I feel like shit is just getting started, bro. Like that, they're not like New York.
Because drill comes from Chicago.
Yeah,
right?
drill comes from Chicago. 100% Chief Keef. Chief Keef definitely. He's the I would say he's the
fucking
the founder of that shit.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, yeah. So I feel like, but New York is now getting on that, like the drill scene is getting crazy in New York. Like Pop Smoke, it just opened the doors for drill rappers. Like, so in New York's crime rate is like going up. It's turning into Chicago.
Damn.
Chicago is already bad. You feel me? So I think making the moves like that for Jay-Z, you know, doing that, you know, it's gonna, you know, hopefully these rappers find out they talent and they move on from that type of stuff. Because, for example, you got like Lil Durk. Lil Durk still be on that drill shit, but like, you see Lil Durk is you know, his music's changed a little bit. Like Lil Durk can put out an album and shit. He was supposed to come out with his album today. He could put out an album and stuff like that and doesn't have to be on that drill stuff. He only gets on his drill shit when he's really still in tune with the streets and shit like that. So like I
feel like you can still hear it in whatever verse, you know. Like he'll say
this drill music will get people killed, man.
Yeah, that's where I hoped you was going with that story, like, because like rappers say, you know, when anybody brings up like the influence of rap music and on kids and shit like that, like a Cardi B or something, she'll say, well, because people are always trying to flame her up for like, you know, what are you selling to kids and why you so sexual all the time? And she like, bitch, I ain't no babysitter, blah, blah, blah. Skirt, or whatever the fuck she be saying. And like music, huh?
You don't like Cardi B?
There's a few things I don't like about her, yeah.
I agree with her, though, when it comes to that.
But who consumes the music?
I mean, kids do.
Kids, you know what I'm saying? And kids are the most influenced by music, you know? It drives what they like. It drives what's cool. And if what's cool in the music is I'll shoot you up, bang, bang, and I'll pop this Molly.
Music has a very big influence, you know? Like
a very negative influence, you know what I'm saying?
When it comes to hip-hop and stuff, of course, you know? Shit, music, you know, music is such a big part of life, you know, that's how they got, you know, even back in the 70s, like during peaceful movements, during like all those movements and shit like that, a lot of people expressed themselves through music, and a lot of young college teenagers during those time periods in the 70s fight, you know,
like Woodstock and all that.
Yeah, against Vietnam War and shit like that, you know, so of course music is. But bro,
yeah, what would life be without music? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you know, I think with them making that move, it's gonna help a lot of people out, because I feel like
the move to get it taken out of the courtroom.
Yeah, because I mean,
but what if somebody, which has happened, what if somebody completely confesses to murdering somebody in their song, step by step? That should be inadmissible in a courtroom. You know
nah, because it's still like, bro, there's rappers, like you said in the beginning, there's rappers out there who was rapping about stuff from
back in the day.
Back in the day, right? So look,
past statute of limitations.
Yeah, and not just that, but I'm just saying, like, people back then, you know, they rap. I don't know. So people rapped about like stuff back then, but I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like taking these lyrics out. But
not to the extent of today, though, bro. Not with the drill. They wasn't on the drill vibe, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like, bro, it's good to do that, because a lot of these people who do drill, these kids have gotten famous for drill. Like, they need that transition. It's hard, like you said, Meek Mill's even they need that transition out. But some of these people get locked
in that persona,
and you know, locked in that shit, and they need time to like transition out to, you know, to grow in music, because that drill music can only go for so long. Niggas is not listening to that shit forever. This is the trend now. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna go on for so long.
It's been the trend for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But it's, to me, like, as a musician myself, a rapper, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the easiest shit to fucking rap about. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, not if you're not out there doing it. That's the thing.
Even if you never did that shit in your life, the easiest shit to rap about is killing the motherfucker.
Yeah, but
I got this type of gun. I'm gonna do this to you.
That's not what drill's about, then,
bro. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, like, just not even talking about drill music. I'm just talking about like violence in hip hop or rap music in general, you know? Like, if you want to become a rapper and you ain't shot a gun or did a drug or sold a drug, you done seen a movie about it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, like, for some reason, that's the easiest thing to do the whole rap cadence to is.
Yeah, but that's the thing about why drill is being so accepted now, is because, like, in hip hop, it's not a trend anymore to listen to people who rap about stuff like back in the past that's not really doing that shit. So
People don't really care as much now, I think. You know what I'm saying?
I think because I think like I don't know. You had rappers who were still claiming and saying they was doing the same thing too, bro. Back then, they was saying it. It's
and
the
they was going to jail for that shit too if they was really doing it.
The only thing is that we just know about it now because the person gets locked. Oh shit! Like so and so murder victim. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh shit, that shit really happened. Like back. I feel like rappers now, like
they ain't careful enough.
Then
what you saying?
Yeah. And another thing is this, bro. I feel like I get what you're saying, like, but at the same time, it's kind of like it definitely gonna help some of these brothers out to be, to transition from that street life because it's hard to get in. When you got something, you like 18, you're really fucking in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You really in the streets. And you become famous, and you're like, okay, I need to get out of this type of lifestyle. But I think taking those lyrics out, and so I get what you mean. Like,
so they could be like, what you saying is they could do the shit, make the songs about it because they know they can't go to jail for it. And
what about the people who get locked up and that didn't do it? Because that's happened. That's happened.
I mean, it's a lot of people locked up that shouldn't.
Melly right now, they saying Melly killed his friends.
Yeah,
but.
I think they got way more evidence than his music though.
Bro, I looked at the case. They don't have they have the trajectory of the bullets. There's no way where he was sitting and all that. They honestly don't have no evidence against him.
Okay, how the fuck they keeping him? It can't be just off the strength. It can't be just off the strength of the music.
I follow these like I know.
We got to do a whole breakdown of that case because I don't really know much about it to talk about it.
Like they don't. It's not they talking about releasing him soon.
Okay, I hope they do. I hope he didn't do it because they was making him look like a monster out here.
Because of the song. His song is
Murder on My
Mind and shit. Like
it's a great song.
It's a really good song, but
about murdering somebody.
Yeah, but who's to say he said that song isn't the same way you could be like, oh yeah, okay. So what if I'm a rapper right now, right? I'm from New York, but I'm nice. I'm nice with the rapping, right? And I've never shot a gun in my life, but I'm over here talking about I'm beefing with you, right? Yeah. And I'm like, yo, nigga, fuck around, clap Tommy, my song, And let's say you ain't never did it either. We just rap battling, but we nice, though. We high up there in the
really
shit.
Convincing with the words.
Really convincing, right? Yeah. Niggas go knock on your door, sir. And let's say you didn't do it, but you know who did do it. All right, let's just keep it at because obviously somebody knocks on your door and says you murdered Joey down the street. You're not gonna be like, but let's say you're somebody within your circle murdered somebody, but you
rapped about it. You told the story
about it like it's you, and they lock you up.
Why would you do that though?
Yeah, but that's the thing because
you're incriminating yourself.
Bro, hip hop, yes, of course. The people that do drill, I'm not denying that niggas is dumb. You gotta watch what you say. Some of them, like I don't know. I wish you had the video up. Like for example, a perfect song we could have did a reaction to today was Lil Durk just dropped his visual on the song he just came out with. That's in the beginning of the song. He was like, so this is props. Everything I'm saying is fake.
He said that in the video,
bro. We gotta I wish we could pull up the video.
We'll pull it up after the pod and like I'll splice it back in or some shit.
Yeah. So
that.
like with that, he says that so because they can't use that. They can't use that against you.
No, it's not on there, bro. Oh, you trying to go to the internet? Nah, we're gonna do it after the show, bro.
Yeah, we'll pull it up after. But that's a perfect example, bro. Like I think there's certain things that I think with like Lil Durk, he talks about it's kind of like what you said about Jay-Z.
But it's like coded.
It's like coded. But niggas know, oh yeah, like he's like this song, bro, we gotta play it after. You gonna be like, oh yeah, he going crazy if you know about the beef and stuff like that.
But it's just with me, like
but if you
what I was saying with the whole easy thing to rap, like I could have went that route as a rapper, you know what I'm saying? And been really convincing. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the life. I was around that shit, but that's not the life I live. And I don't want to tell another nigga's story. I want to tell my motherfucking story, And I'm just saying, like, I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
I just was going to say, bro. But yeah, but at the same time, I get what you're saying. But at the same time with drill, it's like you rap, whatever you rapping about, yeah, you say you can make up anything. Yeah. You could have went that route. But the shit that in drill, like niggas see the shit on the news. So if niggas not seeing no shit on the news, you talk about you just pop.
But it's always some shit on the news in Chicago and shit. But I'm saying like in New York too now. But I'm saying like, damn, I just had that motherfucking point again.
My bad, I interrupted you.
I just had that fucking point. What was my fucking point? Because I could have went the way of the whole, you know, gangster rap shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know my point now. But when you rapping, when you saying these words in cadence, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a chant, and it's power in words, especially in music form. You know what I'm saying? It's like you speaking that shit into existence. You know what I'm saying? That's why all these rappers that speak so much death in their music, they always pop up dead, and they usually die exactly how they said they were gonna die. Juice WRLD, for example, all he talked about was overdosing by how many drugs he was doing and shit. XXX, all he talked about was when I died. The day before he died, he said, if somebody come kill me, this is what y'all do, blah, blah, blah. And the next day somebody came, killed his ass, you know. And right after that, he had just shot a music video where he was dead in a casket.
Yeah.
And the shit dropped after he actually died. Tupac, Biggie, all these niggas that speak, whatever you speaking in your music is, the universe is listening to you, and that shit is gonna come your fucking way. Even me, shit I done talked about in my music, like almost all that shit came to pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's with anything, not just music. You know.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's multiplied when you put that shit in the music form. So all these niggas talking about all that murder shit and death shit.
I agree.
That shit is coming.
But
that's why it's so fucking.
That's what come with it though. Like at the same time, like if you from the streets and shit like that, I totally agree with everything you're saying. But if you from the streets, you really come from that, they know the consequences because they've been around.
Yeah, they have to.
They've been around death, bro. Like especially them Chicago niggas, bro. Like, bro, this every fucking day. Like somebody, they got like 28 homicides just in the south side of Chicago from where like Chief Keef.
A day?
Bro, this shit is ridiculous, bro.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, maybe 28 is a little pushing it, but it's like
it's
damn near 10.
It's pretty much that though.
Nigga, more than one is enough, but
yeah,
they overtop that.
That's ridiculous.
You gotta think them niggas.
That's like a third world country or some shit.
They come, and that's the thing, like, and that's so crazy. Like what we talked about the last podcast, is the mind, bro. Like they so in deep to that shit. It's like, and my thing is this, like I wouldn't sit here and be like, you know, like what you're talking about, glorifying the drill music and the drill scene. Yeah, you know, because I listen to drill music but at the same time, I listen to drill music. I'm not happy about the deaths and shit that happened, but in a sense, I'm like, first off, I'm an adult. I'm not a child. I get the whole thing. I'm an adult. I'm not a child, and I like that music, hip hop. That shit speaks to you, like you said. The words, like I really know what's going on in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You know, and yeah, man. But other than that, man, man. You're right, man. We gotta.
I think it's more likely that they might start censoring rap, or rappers are gonna have to start censoring themselves or finding other things to talk about, because another thing with rap is like it's just the same damn song over and over again. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think banning it is the solution, and I think courts are never gonna agree to make every song inadmissible in any court case. You know what I'm saying? If that shit apply, they gonna use that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
but I wish them luck on trying to get that shit passed, but
yeah, of course.
I don't think it's happening.
I mean, I don't disagree with it. Like I said, I don't disagree. Like I don't disagree with it. I get what comes with it. Like you said, and the motherfuckers gonna be on there. I murdered 20 people and not get in trouble. But at the same time, like, some people use lyrics and some people aren't, that didn't do it or might have said something where the feds think that they said this.
And when you do that, like you said, you got to be aware that you're incriminating yourself.
Of course.
And you giving these motherfuckers reason and probable cause to fucking at least keep your ass off bail for a long ass motherfucking time, like they doing Melly. Because it's like, if you get falsely accused of fucking murder and you just like a regular dude, but you got fucking murderer tatted across your forehead, and you go in the courtroom and fucking the jury look at you and you totally didn't do the murder, but how the jury sees you matters. And you sitting in there with murder tatted across your fucking forehead, you going to jail, my dude.
And there's some people like, you know, like I said, there are some people who do drill music, this type of music, and maybe they haven't done a crazy crime, but just a crime that
gets them in that situation.
You know, gets them in that situation, and you know they hit them with harder years. Like, oh yeah, like, you know, because they don't just use those criminal, you know, what they talk about in their rhymes for the exact thing that happened either. Like,
no, they use it to paint your character in the courtroom.
You get on the jury thing. That's what I was getting.
You might as well go in the courtroom with murderer tatted across your fucking forehead, because as soon as they play them drill songs, that's the picture that is getting painted in their head. That vivid picture that rap invokes.
Exactly.
And it's greatly increasing your chances of going to prison, even if you didn't do that shit, because you put yourself in that situation, is my point. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. But yeah, man. Hey, watch what you saying, you know what I'm saying, you know.
Yeah, your words ain't free, man.
Yo, if you enjoyed this podcast, you already know what to do.
And if you don't know what to do, I'm going to tell you what to do. Hit that subscribe, hit the bell icon, and give us a like. Because it's the Quote Go podcast, man. You can't go wrong. Tune in every weekday, 6 o'clock, Friday, full episodes on YouTube and Spotify. Hit us up on the Instagram. Give us topics. And we appreciate it, man. Quote Goes podcast. We out.